All right, we promised you this interview. Let's talk about money now. The South African Reserve Bank is celebrating 100 years since the first banknote was issued on the 19th of April 1922. To discuss, we're now joined by the head of the currency department at the South African Reserve Bank, Pearl Kgalegi. Ms. Kgalegi, thank you for being with us. So, 100 years, but we know that people have been doing business in South Africa for hundreds of years. So just remind us what happened before 1922. And then maybe you can give us some history. Once the rand was backed by the gold, we were on the gold standard. Once we had pounds, not rand. Just tell us about some of this meandering journey.
Good evening to you and good evening to your viewers. Thank you for having me here. Yes, indeed, you are right. We are celebrating 100 years, but in actual fact, we've been transacting way before the 100 rand of the SARB. Even going back to 1652, when the settlers came in, there was the currency that was used back then when Jan van Riebeeck came in, the Dutch guilder back in the days, and that has transformed. Previously, we used to have commercial banks issuing banknotes that were in circulation for years, and only in 1922 did we move on to the central bank or the Reserve Bank being the one that is issuing banknotes. So yes, we moved from the Dutch guilder, from the Ritz dollar to the pound, and now we are with the rand.
And because the value of money is now based on consensus, there's no gold backing, I guess your job is to ensure that there are no counterfeits, if possible, and that South Africans and international investors trust those pieces of paper. Do you think that has been achieved over the last decades?
That has indeed been achieved. What we call our counterfeit rate, it's very low compared to all the countries that we normally check ourselves against. So if you look and we calculate that in parts per million. We are currently for this previous financial year sitting at 5.8, which is very low by international standards. And that's because we use the best or the latest technology for our banknotes. We change or we upgrade our banknotes every 5 to 7 years. Now you would know that we've got the Mandela series that was only put into circulation in 2018. And that is also because we wanted to curb counterfeit. So we put the latest security features in there and use the latest technology so that we keep our counterfeit down.
And we know that the rand is, in fact, one of the most heavily traded currencies in the world. So that's about international sort of digital transactions. So it's about the strength of the JSE, the banking system. But does the Reserve Bank take some of the credit for that as well?
Indeed it does, because like I said, the security features that we build in there ensure that it is safe, it has integrity, it is trusted, and the public that are using it have confidence in it. And that builds because of the work that you are doing in the background as the SARB. So it has a contribution to what the SARB is doing.
Finally, it's called the digital economy. A lot of people don't even carry cash these days. Does that piece of paper, do you think it'll be valuable going into the future?
I think in the near future, it will still be valuable. And the reason I'm saying that is that we have the informal economy that currently trades in cash. So to be able to give people in the informal economy a choice, that is physical cash that they are using. Although digital, we're seeing it, it's increasing in South Africa. More and more people have got bank accounts. But equally so, we are seeing cash in circulation also increasing.
All right, so happy birthday to the money that we use, and thank you very much. That was Pearl Kgalegi, head of the currency department at the South African Reserve Bank.